Hello and welcome back, children. Today we're going to read and understand a lovely poem that is A Tiger. Through this poem, George Leslie Norris explains us how animals feel helpless in a cage. So, children, watch this video carefully. So, children, before we begin with the explanation and reading of this poem, let me tell you something about George Leslie Norris. George Leslie Norris was a poet and short story writer. His work has won many prizes. Many of his poems speak about the beauty of the natural world. The poem Tiger contrasts the pride and freedom of a tiger in its natural habitat. Children, please listen carefully to the explanation as I will be reading one stanza at a time along with its explanation. The first stanza. He stalks in his vivid stripes. Children, stalks means follows slowly and quietly before attacking its prey. The few steps of his cage on paths of velvet quiet. In his quiet rage. Children, pads means the soft fleshy part on the lower side of an animal's foot. Here, okay, on this is called pads. We even call it paws. So children, in this stanza, the poet George Leslie Norris describes the tiger that walks in a caged cell of the zoo. There are bright and beautiful stripes over his body. Here, his means the tiger. Can you see these stripes? Yes. So as he walks quietly with his soft paws, with this, okay, or feet that are like velvet, he is very angry and furious. But he tries to control his anger as he is helpless. Okay? He cannot do anything. So that's why he just tries to control his anger. Now the second stanza. He should be lurking in the shadow. Lurking means remaining hidden and quietly waiting before attacking someone or something. Sliding through the long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. Water hole means a pond or a lake in a jungle where animals come to drink water. Here the poet wants to tell the readers and mankind that the tiger is given the right to freedom by God and he should be roaming freely in the jungle, sliding or hiding in the long grass near a pool where a healthy deer may come to drink water. Okay? Now the third stanza. He should be snarling around houses. Snarling means, children, an aggressive growl or a sound in anger showing his teeth. At the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. Fangs means large sharp teeth of animals. Terrorizing means frightening and filling with dread. Here it is highlighted that the tiger, being a wild animal, should be terrorizing or frightening people living at the outskirts of the jungle. With his fearsome sound, his big white teeth, and deadly claws. But unfortunately, this tiger is locked in a small cage of a zoo. Now the fourth stanza, children. But he is locked in a concrete cell. Concrete means a hard substance made with cement. Can you all see this? This is made out of cement and bars. So this is a concrete cell. Stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So here the poet tells us the tiger is locked in the cage and moves from one end to the other. He looks out of the cage where many visitors have come to see him and try to trouble him for their amusement. People go to see animals in the zoo, and what do? They trouble animals, isn't it? But why do they trouble them? Just for their fun. It makes him, that is the tiger, angry and furious, but he tries to ignore them as he is helpless. Now the last stanza. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars. Patrolling means going around a place to guard it, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Can you see? He's sitting here and staring at the brilliant stars. At night, he hears the sound of patrolling cars which guard and take rounds in the zoo. He helplessly and sadly looks at the shining stars with his shining eyes, which are hopeful of living freely in the jungle. He wishes to live freely in the jungle one day. Now children, let's read this poem once again together. He stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. He should be lurking in the shadow, sliding through the long grass, near the water hole, where plump deer pass. He should be snarling around houses, at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. But he is locked in a concrete cell, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Children, I want you all to learn this poem nicely. So children, I hope you all have understood this poem. The meaning of this poem actually, that we shouldn't cage these wild animals and leave them free in the jungle. I will be posting the question answers and other exercises later. Thank you and God bless.